We got a special guest here on First Coast Living, Ashwin Parthasarathi. And yes, he actually and his team won the Cade Prize in 2021. Now, officially, he's the president and co-founder of Speckle, the assistant professor of electrical engineering at the University of South Florida. An honor to be with you from one scientist to another, or a meteorologist at least. Let's talk about your invention here. What is the RBC blood flow monitor and how does it work?
Well, thanks a lot, Mike. It's a really good pleasure to be here to talk to you about our invention. Well, the RBC blood flow monitor is a small optical device that we have developed in the lab and that we are commercializing now using with my company Speckle. It's a device that allows you to measure blood flow deep underneath the tissue. Now, typically, if you go to a hospital, whenever you want to measure blood flow, you typically get an MRI or a CT, and those are loud and they're really expensive to own and operate, and you can't really imagine having an MRI right next to a patient's bed. And so we wanted to kind of revolutionize that, and we wanted to change that a little bit. And so we built this little device that's about the size of a piece of gum that you can stick on top of your forehead, and you can measure the blood flow in your brain. We hope that we can have one right next to every patient's bedside.
Where do you see this down the road, 5 to 10 years from now, and talk a bit more about its benefits?
A lot of physicians and neurologists, especially for people who are treating stroke, they want to monitor blood flow, but currently there's no real way to do that at the bedside. And so we think our device can help solve that problem by basically giving neurologists and doctors a way to measure blood flow that they don't currently have. And it's not just restricted to stroke, right? Like you can even think of it for things as simple as wound healing. Let's say if someone has God forbid, someone has like a diabetic foot ulcer or something, and your physician wants to monitor the blood flow to make sure there's flow enough oxygen and nutrients get to the wound itself to heal. But currently, there's no way for him to know how much flow is going into the tissue, and so we think our device can do that. You talked about 5 to 10 years. We actually think we can be faster than that. I'm hoping that we can get something to the market in the next year or two. Really.
Wow, very exciting. Okay, and tell us about. You're very inspiring to me. So, have you always wanted to be an inventor? And tell me about your path to get where you are now.
Well, that's a really interesting question. I mean, my earliest memory of someone asking me what I wanted to be as a kid is, I kind of naively said I wanted to be a scientist. I didn't really expect that that's how things would work out, but I'm really glad it did, because I think all the decisions that I took, all the decisions that my family and everyone around me helped me with, it kind of like led me to this path. So I got my engineering degree in India. And then I came to the US for my PhD, and I got my PhD at the University of Texas in Austin, which was really an eye-opening experience for me, because up until that point, I thought I was more of a software person, maybe more of a technology guy. I thought I would go work in industry and build some things. But then I realized that that I could really build new devices and build new technologies, and I saw a path for me to make that my own. And so after that, I specialized a little bit more in research. I did postdoctoral positions in Boston University and the University of Pennsylvania. And then in 2016, I came to USF Tampa as an assistant professor. And then we've been building our team and we've been building our technology ever since. The last 2 or 3 years, we've been able to miniaturize this flow monitoring device that I think we hope will revolutionize the way people deliver care.
Wow, very good. So sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Or in this case, the RBC blood flow monitor. And that's so cool how you hooked up with your former friends. You believed in yourself. You trailblazed your own path. You took that chance. And let's end this with advice for aspiring scientists. We can do more than we think we can, can't we, Ashwin?
Absolutely, yeah. So I mean, I feel like one of the things that has helped me a lot is that I like to work on a lot of different problems, and I think working on a lot of different problems helps me to borrow ideas from different fields. And so, like for example, the device that we built right now is actually kind of a mixture of what I did for my PhD and what I did for my postdoc. So we kind of married 2 ideas together to make something really nice and interesting. Another thing that I think is really useful is to take time off, obviously, right? So all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, right? So And I sometimes get my best ideas when I'm out for a run, or when I'm like walking my dog. Sometimes when I'm switched off and something, and then that's when your inspiration will strike. So I think that's what I would say. Diversify your interest and diversify what you're working on, and remember to take time off and switch off the brain a little bit.
Very good, Ashwin Parthasarathi. We really appreciate you on our show, and congratulations again, the 2021 Prize winner.
Thank you very much, and really big thanks to Cade Foundation and Cade Prize for giving us this honor. It's really put us on the map. And we really appreciate that they are supporting young and early stage device companies like these. Thank you.
For sure. And thank you. And of course, we'll have much more on the Cade Prize winner and the Cade Museum. Just go to our website. We're at firstcoastliving.net.